Three, 2, 1, you're live. But nobody's here. Hey guys, Mike here. Hope you're having a great day. It's Tech Talk Tuesday, and I'm a little late. I know. I've been pretty much on point for going live around 9. Why is my phone doing that? I just hit an OK there. For going live on Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm a little late. It's 10 after 11. You'll notice I'm in the shop. I actually took a couple days off. That's right. With the supply chain issues, and I wasn't really busy at work. So I was like, you know what? I have like 26 vacation days. So I was like, I'm taking a couple days off because I got to work on some trucks. But anyways, what I want to talk about today, and I hope you can hear me all right because the shotgun mic is on the camera, but I believe the mic in the computer, which is down here, which is why I'm looking down there, is the one that is recording. But anyways, big news last week. Cummins set to acquire Meritor for $3.7 billion. That's crazy. It's huge news. It's kind of interesting when you think about it because it's like Cummins is positioning themselves in the marketplace for the future, and possibly we're going to see a change in how trucks are powered. Everybody wants to go electric, all this hoopla about, changing by like 2035. But hello from Snowman in Sweden. Hey, Snowman. Hi, everyone from Belgium. Cheers. Hey, from Holland. Hi, from the UK. Right on. Scotland, Netherlands. Right on. Thanks for watching, guys. So what does it mean if Cummins buys out Meritor? I don't know. I think really it means that we're going to see a change to driven axles, i.e. electric motors or hybrid engines, hydrogen engines that, that say a smaller engine that generates electricity that powers a driven axle. So, I mean, essentially Cummins is a global superpower and they want to stay, probably, I don't know are they the number one engine manufacturer of all? I don't know. That I don't know. But I do know Cummins is making a power move, and it's a huge one, $3.7 billion. That's a lot of money. It's not chump change, that's for sure. Nova Scotia, Uruguay, we got Texas. Hey, 100 from Texas. My day is going well. A fun fact, one of the reasons why I'm late is because I don't know. When I'm at home, I have a hard time just getting going. If you're going to work, you get dressed, you're out of the house, and you start work. When you're at home, it's like, well, I'm going to have a coffee, and well, I'm going to have another coffee, and then I'm going to have a shower, and, guy lollygags. And Andrea's computer was on the fritz, and actually it's still on the fritz. So I pulled her computer apart. Unscrewed the back, peeled it apart, and the fan was plugged up with dust because it's one thing living in the country, it gets dusty. So we ordered a new fan on Amazon. I cleaned it out enough and fingers crossed it stays working long enough that she could do her job because she actually works on her computer all day. I was going to say she's a telemarketer, but she's not a telemarketer. Don't hold it against her. No, she's not a telemarketer. She books, I would call it like a handy dart service. So for the city of Toronto, of all things, and I think I've told you guys that before. So elderly people or handicapped people that need a ride, that's what Andrea does. They call their service and she books them a ride so that, they can get to their doctor's appointments or whatever. So anyways, what's new? Cummins takes over Meritor. Change in trucks. I was talking with a customer about this yesterday. We were talking about, going to hydrogen and how some major fleets will be moving to hydrogen powered trucks, and electrically driven axles, axle regeneration. And I'm like, man, if they want to change all this by like 2035, like this is going to stink as a truck salesman. And then I realized I'm almost 50. So in 10 years, I could be retiring. 15, worst case, 20 years. So yeah, I guess I'll see it. But, with any luck, we'll retire in 10 years. But nobody really knows how that's going to go, especially with everything going on in the world. So, and What else do we got? Good morning, Mike. Prayers to the Ukraine. Yes, what's going on over there is just awful. I don't want to get political or whatever, but at the end of the day, you know what? Just appreciate everything you got. Appreciate it if you're in a place that doesn't have a lot of civil unrest. Just be grateful for it. I know I am. So thoughts go out to everybody that's dealing with that stuff. So nice that you like my blue with white rims. I do look nice on K2. Yes, that is right. I do like the blue with white rims. And so talking about Cummins and taking over Meritor, and then trying to talk with all the sanctions coming in against Russia and stuff like that. Now they're talking about sanctioning crude oil, which means the price of oil is going. At least it is in Canada. I'm sure it's going up everywhere because it's like whoever owns the oil company is like, hey, we could use this to jack up the prices. So price of diesel fuel is going up. Price of gas is going up. I'm certain. But, and it's challenging out there for the truckers, for the trucking companies, for the owner operators to pay for the fuel as things go up. And it also makes a person wonder, like, is diesel ever going to go away? I don't think so. Certainly is it going to change? Absolutely. But I know I'm a little bit concerned because, now I got a few trucks and I got to get fuel for them. So one of my big pushes right now is to get Low and Slow out the door and running again, which we're not too far away. Just going to leave it at that. Not far away. That's part of why I wanted to take these days off so I could get Low and Slow driving again. Well, actually, I need to get him driving again. I need that deck truck. So new video coming on Thursday. I was thinking I'd release it Thursday because I've kind of been finding Thursday and Sunday seems to work good. If I got another video for Sunday, I like Sunday, but I can't wait until Sunday to release the next one. So I thought about Wednesday, but you know what? There's lots of videos that come out on Thursday. It's just for the weekend, and stuff like that. So I picked Thursday. But what else you guys got to say? Retire, more trucks to buy? That's right. I do have more trucks to buy. Which ones? I don't know. North Carolina, how are you? You know what? I am really good. Really good. Loving my new hoodie. I got the Peterbilt Mike hoodie on. If you guys enjoy it, there it is. There's only one king. I'll stand up and show you the back side of this too. Little plug for shoppeterbiltmike.com. And this is the back side. Yep. There we go. Yeah. Sorry, that was cheesy. Sitting on a stool. It's actually a snap-on stool. Is it snap-on? Yep, snap-on. Won at a golf tournament. But yeah, if you like the t-shirts and hoodies, I got pullover hoodies and as well as zips. Personally, I'm kind of a zip guy. I don't know whether it's because I'm a big guy. I've found like pullover hoodies when they do this, and I haven't actually tried one of my pullover hoodies. I should try it. But I like the zippers, but you know what? That's just me. But we got pullovers, zip ups, and t-shirts. So if you like them, go check out shoppeterbiltmike.com. Give Andrew something to do later to package them up and ship them off. But yeah, I've it's no secret to you guys, and I mean, there's not a lot of us on here right now. So I did buy another truck. Now I've gotten a bit of flack about having too many trucks. Now, what do you guys think? Can a guy have too many trucks? Am I getting too many trucks? Should I be focusing on one and not having anything else on the channel? Personally, I say no, because part of the problem is you need to get parts. Personally, Peterbilt's way easier for me to get parts because, hello, Peterbilt Mike, work at Peterbilt. So Peterbilt, great. Peterbilt Pacific treats me great. So Peterbilt parts, first off, are easier for me. Secondly, used parts like rear clips and stuff, I need to find the right stuff. Now, this next truck, how this truck got to me is one of you guys, one of my followers, subscribers, reached out and said, hey, I got this truck. You know what? It runs right now. It is going to need an engine, full disclosure. He told me, you know what? The engine's not great, but he's like, you can have it cheap. Wife wants me to clean up. You can get it cheap. You know what? I'm a sucker for a sale. Not that, well, maybe there was a big orange tag on it. And, when I see it's like Costco. When you see the highlighter out, you're like, oh, it's on sale. I need it. But But yeah, I love the truck. You know what? When I saw the truck, it doesn't have the best engine in the world, I don't think. Well, certainly it doesn't now. But it's got good bones, low mileage on the chassis, a little bit plain Jane, comes from a big fleet where it's a little bit plain Jane, but it's got potential. And as a truck guy, and I've said this before, when opportunities knock and you got to answer the door, and certainly don't ever do it yourself where you put yourself in financial ruin by overextending yourself or buying a bunch of trucks. And now I'm in a little bit better shape because I work for a Peterbilt dealership. So it's like I bought a windshield for Low and Slow and I got it. Well, I think it was a little bit more than cost. I don't think I got it for true cost, but they're shipping too, but I got it cheap and it was still expensive. So that's a huge benefit because if I didn't work at Peterbilt, it would be 10 times more difficult, or at least more difficult. So yeah, with my Peterbilt trucks, it's easy to get parts. Cab overs are hard to get parts. It doesn't matter what, because they don't make them anymore. And certainly trucks that are older than 10 years, it starts to get harder for parts too. And being a truck guy, if a truck has I don't know, a good provenance, a good story, in good shape, if it has something special, I want it. K100 Aerodyne cab overs, specifically the Aerodynes. I love the Aerodynes. Would I buy a flat roof? Possibly, probably, but it's certainly not on my radar right now. Freightliner cab overs. Freightliner built a great cab over in the 80s and stuff, and I would love to get myself a Freightliner cab over one day, like that one that we did in that video. And you know what? I'm not saying that one's completely off the table, but it's off the table for right now. Had the engine ran, it needed an ECM. The interior was toast. All the mildew stuff, that was just a killer for me. So Freightliner is still possibly on the table, but I'm not actively looking. Not actively looking for one, but that being said, I'm always looking. You guys are probably like me, in the evenings you're sitting on your computer, and then when you're not watching YouTube, you're on Facebook Marketplace or on Kijiji or Craigslist or whatever you got for, used trucks, be it cars, trucks, parts for your projects. And I'm no different. And my problem is if you get a truck for a donor chassis, like this other truck originally was offered as a donor chassis, but when I look at it, it's like, it's too good to just cut it up. So I end up with another one. And even like K2, the blue and white K100 I have, like, it was originally offered as a parts truck, and it was like, you know what, you need the grill piece, we got the grill piece, you can buy it. And I was like, but that cab is in too good a shape to cut it up. And I guess that's my problem. I can't just cut up a good truck. So if there's a chance to save it, I want to save it. And now, I guess you guys can hold my feet to the fire where it's like, put your money where your mouth is, as to not let them just collect in the yard and rot. And Andrew will help me with that one because she doesn't like dead cars in the yard, because her dad, God rest his soul, he had a habit of something quit working, he just park it over there, and then the grass would grow up, and next thing you know, it would be part of the landscape. But so Andrew won't let me do that. So that's my story. The channel now has 5 trucks. I hope to have 6. There's actually another one. There's 127 on there. So I'm going to tell you a secret. Yeah, if all goes well, there's another K100 coming to the channel. Now, you might say, oh my God, 6 trucks, are you crazy? Well, yeah, I might be crazy. But the story of that truck, it's got some fire damage onto it. And, the chassis looks good. The engine's got 1 dead cylinder. It's a Detroit 60 series. And as the story goes, and it was in an RV storage lot. The fellow that has it was going to bring it back to life, restore it, do whatever. It's actually a 94 too. So it's an electronic engine, which is pretty wicked. And it is an Aerodyne and it's not all white. Although it does have white on it, because I don't know what it is with me and white trucks. It's like poop on a blanket. It just sticks to me. But it's got red. Oh, I just snorted. Sorry about that. Sorry. Howdy, new to the channel. What's the new truck status? How far out? Blah, blah, blah. The new truck, you will all see it on Thursday. The video is edited. You know what? It's not as good as I hoped, because I wasn't filming at some key moments where I should have been filming, but I was like, you know what? When I get to the card lock, I'm going to set up time lapse and this GoPro and that GoPro. And let me just tell you, all that changed in about 30 seconds. But yeah, so anyways, back to the other K100. So the fellow's going to let me have it because he knows that if I have it, it'll breathe new life, and otherwise it's going to the scrapyard. And if I can save it, I'm not going to let it go to the scrapyard. And when people say, well, why don't you buy a rear clip for Kenny? No. Well, if that cab isn't savable, then we can take Kenny's cab and go, because Kenny needs a lot of work. I don't know if you've noticed, but although he does run and drive, which is great, but the rear ends, they're old, they're archaic, his frame is rusty, and da-da-da-da. K2, K2 could be the candidate too. The biggest problem I have with K2, I don't have a registration for it. Those of you that aren't in Canada, I guess, or if you're in the US, I guess it would be, what would that be, like the title, if you don't have the title? So, and actually that's the problem I have with this guy too. So when you guys give me a hard time about why aren't you doing that? It's like, I don't want to spend $100,000 building a show truck and then them go, no, Mike, you can't register it. And it's like, well, I want to register it. So that's what Andrea and I have to do. We need to get, and there is a process we can do. Basically what we have to do, we take the receipt from buying it, and I bought it as, salvage truck, which is why I got it cheap, affordable. And I need to take the serial number, my receipt of buying it, take it to ICBC. Now that's our provincial insurance agent. Tell them I need a registration for it, that I bought it as salvage or whatever, which, I mean, K2 doesn't even have an engine in it, so duh. And then ICBC tries to get a hold of, of course, ICBC know who's it's registered to now or what the name of the registration is. So they'll try and get a hold of that person. And then if they can't get a hold of that person, then they give you registration. Or if they do get a hold of that person and the person says, yep, it's sold, then great. And part of the reason why I don't have the registration for that truck and this truck is the previous owners have passed away. The remaining family doesn't know where it is, doesn't have it. This particular truck, the feller's, he was divorced from his wife, and, she's been really nice to me, but she's like, she didn't even know he had this truck. So let me tell you, could you imagine? I mean, I guess he's gone now, but he was hiding this truck from her. So I don't know. I mean, it's been sitting since 2005. So maybe we know now why, because he didn't want to tell her. But anyways, God rest his soul. I want to bring his truck back to life. It's got an engine, N14, so that's great. So Stubby, K2, got to get my registrations done. Kenny's got registration. Low and Slow's got registration. The new truck coming to the channel has a registration, although it's out of province. So the kicker is I need to get it inspected to come into the province, which is going to be a little bit of a problem right now. But the good news is I have all the paperwork to get it registered. I just need to do something else, which you'll see on Thursday as to what I need to do. And the truck that's down south that was a burn victim, it's got a registration too. And that one I'm really excited about because the chassis looks good. It does have an engine. It's Series 60. Series 60 is a great long life engine. One dead hole. I think I can fix one dead hole. It doesn't have to be a show truck. I would like to make K2 a show truck. Low and Slow doesn't need to be a show truck. Low and Slow is like a workhorse, but Low and Slow, it's going to be a drive-in workhorse, and we're going to fix it up along the way. K2, I really want to be a show truck. Stubby, I want to drive it to work, and maybe the new truck could be a show truck. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. People want to know what's going through my head, and this is all what's going through my head, and why I have 5 trucks. And now just because I have, or almost 6, I don't want to say I have 6 trucks, because until I have it, I don't have it, because things change. And what happened to that truck? It was in and I think I started this and got sidetracked. It was in an RV storage lot, being stored, and someone tried to do an insurance scam on their vehicle and set fire to it, pretending it was stolen. And anyways, the vehicle's on fire. A brand new, real kick-arse boat, ski boat, was right next to it, and it caught fire. And then the flames licked at the cab. So the cab is burnt. I'd love to show you guys a picture, but I don't. Anyways, we'll get to it if it happens. But anyways, the cab has burn on the passenger side of the cab from behind the door and up onto the roof. So basically half of the roof is burnt. I don't think it's burnt right through, but it got hot enough that the interior is burnt. and certainly damaged. Although it didn't burn up, so it's almost like it just got really hot and melted. So yeah, that one's going to come to the channel. I've got a customer with a Landau who's a great guy. I've done lots for him, and so he said he'd do me a solid and arrange to bring it back for me, and that's huge. You know what? It's absolutely huge. And you know what? In the next video on Thursday, you'll certainly see, having relationships with people in the industry is huge as well, which is part of why it helps me do this and have the trucks I have. So let's just look at some of your comments right now. Roy asks, what was wrong with that red Peterbilt with the queen size bed in that junkyard? What was wrong with that Peterbilt? Well, what was wrong with that Peterbilt is that particular owner passed away, and that truck, his company didn't pay any income tax. So essentially the government is kind of, I don't know if he seized assets or could have seized assets. And of course, there's no one looking after it. So there's nobody that can sell me that truck. Like, it's basically being stored there, and it's kind of in limbo because the feller that died, his family doesn't want to deal with all the crap of the government. The government doesn't want it because it's not worth anything to them. I mean, if it was, they would just seize it and sell it. But you know what? Nothing will happen until it gets sold. And then the government will go, hey, you owe us that money. So I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe it'll turn to dust. Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully not. I would say the interior is probably toast on it now, or a lot of it. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Now, if I do get it one day, and I'm saying one day because I'm not saying anything is possible. Anything is possible. And I'm not going to keep all these trucks forever because I can't. A feller can't keep them all. We could try. We could try. But yeah, I got some meetings about some partnerships that could help with interiors. Got some positive news with that coming one of these days, but that's going to take a little bit. That's just a little Easter egg, if you want, for the guys that are tuning into the live or watch the live videos, because I know these videos don't do very good because, I mean, let's face it, it's just me talking, but I appreciate you guys and want to keep you up to date. So let's see what else you guys say. You definitely need to convince her indoors, let you build another. Yeah, Andrea's on, you know what? Andrea's on par for building another a pole barn or something, as long as we can afford it. Which, you know what, last year was a good year for me, not gonna lie, in truck sales, but this year it's kind of sucking the hind patootie. But whatever. I've been doing it for, how long have I been doing it? Like, since I've been doing it a long time, like 15 years, 16, 17 years. I'm established, I'm fine. It's just, you know what, a guy's got to be careful, and that goes with anything. So thanks, Mike. It looked like a nice starter truck. Hello from Germany. Love those Cabos. I sure love them too. Thanks for tuning in, Hunter. He's got to run. Why not go for 7? Then you'll have one for every day of the week. You know what? That's a great idea. It's not my goal to end up with a whole fleet of trucks, but maybe it is. I certainly know how guys end up collecting and end up with a field full of cars. But we're not going to do that. K2 is old Atlas Van Lines truck. When you started K2, I drove one just like it. Yep. You definitely need to convince. Oh, you're right. I said that already. That's your story, and that's right. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. New to the channel. What's the new truck status? How far out are they? That is a great question. It's weird because everybody wants to know when they can order a truck and how long it takes to get one. Well, really, it doesn't take that long to get one. The problem is getting one. Depending on your local dealer, how big they are, how much allocation they get. We're on allocation. Everybody's on allocation. So it's like, you get this many trucks and you get this many trucks and you get this many trucks as far as all the dealers. And certainly it's the same for all OEMs. So like right now, if you want an MX powered tri-drive, I can get you one in a month. I got one stock one coming in. It isn't spoken for yet because MXs are a harder sell in my neck of the woods. 99.99% of what I sell are Cummins X15. Big power, big torque. We got big weights. And we're loggers. That's, tough country. It's not highway work. So that's my challenge, which is why if you want an MX powered tri-drive, I could sign you up today and you could have one in a month. If you want a Cummins powered 389, you're waiting until next year. So basically, how long does it take? It's all up in the air. It's so totally different from just placing an order, because if you want one, you can't get one. You got to get on a list, or, this is where I say it's so critical. Wherever you're at, like right now with our dealer group, we can't sell out of province. We got to protect within. Of course, they want us to look after, excuse me, our local customers first, because every local customer that buys in your area gets parts and service in your area. So at the end of the day, truck sales is a business. So we want trucks to stay close to home so that you buy parts and you buy service and you get your oil, because, that's how the company makes money, is the parts and service is what keeps the boat afloat, so to speak. So go to your local dealer, build a relationship with your salesman if you don't already have one. Hopefully the local guy isn't a cornhole. There's a lot of guys in sales that are cornholes out there. But yeah, talk to them. So you can get on a list. Some dealers are doing different things. Like for me, I'm not taking any bigger deposits. I'm not taking a deposit from a customer until I know I can get you a chassis. I'm not going to take your money and say, well, I'll take $10,000 to put you on the list. No, we'll take a deposit when you actually have a spot, a chassis, because otherwise it's just tying up your money. And at the end of the day, if a handshake and word of mouth isn't good enough, then I think whoever's selling it is a cornhole. Or I don't know, maybe they're just in such a large market that they can do that to people. But, are you not going to take, let's put it this way, whether you give me a $3,000 deposit or a $10,000 deposit, are you going to take it or not take it? Does it matter? No. You're like, honestly, when you're talking a $250,000 truck, $10,000, it's not nothing, but it's the difference between 3 and 10. It's whatever. If you don't take it, I'll sell it tomorrow, as long as it's not like fluorescent pink or some god awful color, because that might be a little more challenging. And with that being said, we certainly require larger deposits for special builds, twin steer stuff that's certainly not easy to sell. If it's a standard stocking type spec, but it's your color, even if it's pink, although my boss might not agree with this, I'm just going to take a regular deposit because it's going to sell. We'll sell it to somebody. So anyways, so that's the kicker with new. It's changing by the minute. It's changing by the day. So even though I say right now I'm sold out for the rest of the year, that doesn't mean that I can't get any more trucks this year. It just means that what we've been allocated is full. Now, I fully expect that as the supply chain issue gets better, we're going to get more trucks. I don't know how many. I don't know when. They might phone us up and say, hey, can you use 6 more trucks? And I'll be like, oh, yeah, I could use 6 more trucks. Okay, order them by Friday. So then I'll be on the horn to all my customers like, okay, I got a truck. Do you want it? Yeah. Because that's how it works. Because it always seems like you're ordering on Friday and it's last minute. I actually was able to get 2 trucks in second quarter. This was, I don't know, maybe it was a month ago now. And I got my list. I don't have deposits from these customers yet, but I've got my list and I've got my list of customers, and these guys are near the top. They're good customers. They're local customers. They check all the boxes. And they said, Mike, could you use 2 more Cummins trucks? And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, you can make 2 guys' day. So I called out my customer. I said, hey, I got a spot for you. Just need a deposit. It's like, okay, get the wife to ship it over. Called the other customer. Yeah, we're taking it. And I know these customers. So I said, okay, give me your deposit when you can, order the truck. And then they just dropped off a check or whatever. But so that's why I say make a relationship with your local dealer, because that's the best way for you to get a truck. Phoning around to every truck dealership saying, hey, do you have a truck? Do you have a truck? Do you have a truck? It ain't going to work. It might work maybe down in the States or like back east, but here it's like, I can't even sell you a truck if I had one, unless I exhausted all my efforts locally. So just trying to protect all your customers first. We're not here to poach from other areas. And I've heard that some OEMs are asking for $10,000 just to put you on a list, which I don't know. I don't really agree with, but hey, that's what separates us, right? So always take the high ground, even if it hurts or if you lose money or whatever. So that's my theory. And you know what? I'm a born and raised trucker, so and this is this is why I got into truck sales. Well, actually, I got into truck sales because I wanted to go to work clean and not have to get up early. No, but I'm a truck guy, and that's why I buy so many trucks. Or well, I shouldn't say that's why I buy so many trucks, but I certainly have trucks because I'm born and raised in this industry. Like the day I was born, Dad bought his first truck, and my whole life has been around trucking in one form or another. I've worked on trucks, I've driven trucks, I've stubbed my finger on trucks, I've got infected from cuts on trucks. You know, it's a whole thing. I've never crashed a truck, thank goodness, and don't ever plan to, but scared the padoop out of myself more than once. But what I'm trying to say is it's in my blood. So I'm not just a guy out randomly buying trucks. You know, I certainly don't want to lead anyone along on the channel thinking that we're just going to do a linear rebuild on a truck, because it costs money and you need stages. And part of why I bought Low and Slow is because Kenny needs so much work. And at the time the engine wasn't running, excuse me, I wanted another truck to the, sorry guys, don't have a heart attack on film. Although I'd probably get pretty good reviews. Well, maybe not good reviews, but I'd be killing it in the algorithm. That's a bad joke. But I wanted Low and Slow for two reasons. So I'd have another channel, or have another truck on the channel. So while you're waiting for parts for this one or trying to get stuff together, you got another one to play with. And I was looking at buying a trailer for getting parts, and Low and Slow with the deck on it, he was like the same price as a deck over trailer. So why wouldn't you buy a sick Peterbilt cab over to haul stuff? So anyways, and then stuff just finds you. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Hopefully the channel doesn't hurt for it, but I also want to do more Will It Starts. And when I say Will It Starts, I don't mean I want to buy more trucks just to do Will It Starts, but I think it'd be fun to see if some will start like that. The Green International in Jurassic Park. I want to see if it'll start. Well, and I know I think it'll start, but I think it would be fun to do a Will It Start. Now, am I going to buy that one? No, I don't think so, because I am so sorry. Because I don't think the owner will let me sell it, because he actually wanted to buy K2 and put that cat engine in him. So I don't think he's going to let me take his cat 3406 with retarder. But hey, we're going to go do a Will It Start on it one day, because he also thinks it would be fun. So I want to record it for you guys. And I promise I won't buy the truck. Well, maybe I'll. You never know. But what I do promise is we're going to get to work on some trucks. And K2 is going to come in the shop once Low and Slow goes out, because once I get the windshield back in Low and Slow, which might already be done, just need to finish some up, get the heater in them, get the thermostat in it, new heater hoses, and all that good stuff. And then that way he can go outside and, can come in and go out. But when you got no windshield, you kind of got to leave it inside. And he's like 35 feet long overall or so. The deck's 27 feet. So yeah, he's long. He's probably more like 37 feet now that I look at him. Pushing 40. He's pushing 40. Yeah, so then we're going to make K2 a roller, and I don't know, maybe anyways, soon I'm going to rip the fifth wheel off, because there is rust jacking there that has me concerned. And I got to pull the fifth wheel off to check at the rust jacking on the frame, because I've actually seen it at the wreckers where the rust jacking has rusted a hole into the top flange on the frame. So if that's the case, then K2 would be a perfect candidate to transplant his cab onto that other K100E I was telling you guys about. And then all the electronics from that engine you transfer over to it. But that's where I have a responsibility to check the frame on K2, see if it's savable or good. I think it is, but you never know. Irregardless, we can lengthen it out or fix the rail. That's not a problem. But if I have this other K100E coming to the channel that needs a cab, if the cab is that bad, then that might be the best thing. I hate to let a K100 Aerodyne cab die, because that's essentially what you're doing. And another cool truck goes to the wreckers, and then one day people will be like, oh, you used to be able to find these cab overs everywhere, and now you can't find any at all. And I would rather save them, so that I could sell them to somebody else that wants to have a project and have their own BJ and the Bear truck of their own. And when I say BJ and the Bear truck, it doesn't have to be exactly the BJ and the Bear truck. I'm not trying to make a truck that is, what's the right word? Movie correct. I know Twin Sticks is, and that's great for him. But me, I'm just trying to build trucks that I like. I love red. I love the BJ the Bear look. I always loved it, but I don't think it has to be 100% exact. You know, you could have the colors a little bit different, or you could have a different cab, or you could have square headlights, because that's what I got, is square headlights. So anyways, that's my plan. And Stubby's got to run an engine. So let's see what you guys are saying, because I've been busy yammering and I haven't been reading it. It's just as hard as buying a Corvette. Yes, that's true. If you followed Mike's Garage, I think Z06 Corvette ain't in the cards for me. And you know what? That's probably a good thing this year, because I don't know that I can, and I got trucks to work on. What do you think about Peterbilt, but your dealer? Customers coming from Latin America, India, and UK, and Europe. I don't know, but your dealer. I love Peterbilt. Like, Peterbilt's king of the road, and that's hands down. That's just fact. It's just fact. Doesn't matter where you are, what you are. When you look at trucking, at least in North America, you think of a long hood Pete. So, Mike, will you make a new glazing cab over? So hope to see it. Yes, we got new glass. I think it was supposed to say glass. If you had to choose a truck for sale, if you had to choose a truck to sell, which one would you let go? Oh, that's a great question. Now, this is interesting, because this is where Andrea comes into it too, because she has an opinion as to what I can and can't do. Kenny was the first one that really kickstarted my channel. Kenny was the first Aerodyne. You know, I've had offers to sell him, but I don't think I could sell Kenny, even though he's not in as good a shape because of the history there. You know, the history of Kenny, he's like the OG. So I don't know that I could sell Kenny. Low and slow, you know, if I get my fifth wheel trucks up and running and I get a deck truck, well, then I don't really need the deck truck, but it's low and slow. You know what I mean? It would be hard to get rid of them. Stubby, we'll see what it's like. I'm not, you know, he's more useful than Stubby in the fact that he's a high content truck. You know, he's got all the switches, he's got trailer connections. You know, I could put, another deck fifth wheel on him. I could put a fifth wheel on this deck, but this deck is like rusted out in spots. So I want to take this deck right off to tidy him up and then keep him with a fifth wheel. Because let's face it, a short truck is basically useless unless you have a fifth wheel on it to pull a trailer. Honestly, right now, K2 is probably the most likely to get sold, but I don't want to sell it because to me, he's the perfect truck right now for the project, because there's no engine transmission. So you got clean frame rails. So to take a truck and actually start with a clean slate, because I know fellas commented on my channel early on last year. They said, don't do like most where you just bolt a bunch of shiny stuff on and you don't actually restore or rebuild the truck. And it's resonated. I haven't forgot that. Like, I read all your guys' comments, try not to miss any, and stuff sticks with me. So your opinions matter. And I don't want to be that guy that just is bouncing around just trying to generate views, although I am trying to generate views and I got merch to sell, because at the end of the day, any revenue that I can generate off this channel goes towards these trucks. So could it be a day job one day? It'd be fantastic, but I don't know. I guess you guys will decide. The gods of the YouTube algorithm will decide, and I just have to keep making content that you guys enjoy. But yes, I would say right now, if I had to sell one truck, that'd be a tough one. I mean, between Stubby and K2, but I would have to say more than likely K2. But then sometimes I think low and slow if I get a trailer, but then he, you know, even though he's just got a little cat engine, he sounds so good jaking. And of course, then there's the fifth truck on the channel. And, you know, I feel like, have you ever seen Sister Wives, where the guy's got more than one wife? I kind of feel like that right now, where someone's asking you, which wife do you like the least? And it's like, ooh, that's a loaded question. But yeah, you know what? I can't keep him forever. So we're going to have fun with him. Ultimately, what I would like to do with K2, build him up into a show truck as best I can. and then sell them to help fund the other trucks. So, and I still want to build a conventional one day. I've always got my eyes open for 359s, 379s, and 389s that are in great shape because they are iconic in the Peterbilt world. And of course, there's only one king. Sorry, that was a bit cheesy. Yes, Kenworth is as much of a staple as Peterbilt. Absolutely. We had Kenworths for years, but I'm just saying when it comes to on highway, that's just my thoughts. He found, sorry, I missed the first part. Mike, have you looked up Paul's Sagehorn? No, I haven't. He found one of the trucks from BJ and the Bear and moving on conventional. Well, I'm going to have to check that out because that's right. Old truckers never die. They just buy more Peterbilts. That is 100% true. No, you don't need to sell K2, turn it into a BJ and the Bear or a Motormaster. Absolutely. And I mean, like, if I was in this for the money, which you can't be in this for the money, because let me tell you, the amount of time it takes, like I eat, breathe, sleep, poop trucks. But yeah, I could have sold K2. I had someone want to buy it here just last week. They're like, hey, what are you doing with it? I'm thinking about another project. And this is a feller that had a wicked, what was this truck? It was an A model Kenworth done up, and he sold it. I think he sold it for like 120,000 US apparently, which I know you guys in the US, you're like, well, it's just 120,000. But if you're Canadian, times that by 1.3, because I don't know what the exchange rate is today, but let me tell you. Well, actually, I won't tell you because I don't want to waste your time. But, when you're talking 1.3, so if you've got a truck that you sell in the US for 120,000, for a Canadian, that's like 156,000, which is pretty dang impressive. And if you're in Australia, their trucks are like 200, 250, probably more like 250. But yeah, it's a lot of money. But the point is, I don't want to sell it. And I'm certain he wouldn't want to pay me a pile of money for it. But he builds cool trucks and is thinking about doing a cabo for his next one. But K2 is too good and it's not going anywhere. I don't need to sell them. So I'm not selling them because at the end of the day, buying these trucks, it's 100% funded by the channel. That's how I help help justify it to Andrea. Although I do have a line of credit that I'm not going to lie, I do owe money on one of the trucks per se, but I mean, you call it all the trucks because it's a line of credit. So it's whatever. So yeah, I do owe some money on my trucks, but but until it becomes a problem where I can't put food on the table because I'm buying truck parts, then I'm going to keep them. So that's all I have to say about that. 6 trucks on the channel. Yeah, it could be a lot, but you know what? If one parks out back for a little bit, not a big deal. Lone Slow's workhorse could be parked outside for a bit. Really excited to get K2 in here and see how it goes because at the end of the day, K2's cab is better than Kenny's. It's got a few parts missing. There is that salvage cab, which is buried under a bunch of snow where I can get some dash pieces, get some tumblers for the locks. The paint's still actually relatively good. And, you guys love the look of K2. So that makes me think that maybe I should just try clearing them, polishing them. I think you should check Ritchie Brothers auction. Trish goes there all the time. Yes, Ritchie Brothers. Actually, Ritchie Brothers used to be in Prince George, and then they left. And actually, one of my customers bought the yard, which is kind of cool. And now he's renting out like a storage area. So if you want to sell something, Ritchie Brothers, they don't actually have the auction here in town, but they have an area to park everything. And you know what? Who was that? That's Cleveland Maker. Great idea. I'll have to go check it out. I mean, certainly it's not going to be as big as when Twin Sticks goes to Ritchie Brothers in Edmonton, because that's a massive auction. So now when you want to sell stuff here in Ritchie Brothers, it can go to this holding yard, and then they'll do it online via either Ritchie's Grand Prairie or Edmonton. So when they're having the Edmonton sale, they'll just switch to the computer and do it off there. So, but yeah, I should go check it out. And you know what? When the weather improves, I plan on doing a whole bunch more fun stuff. Customer of mine was showing me a 379 long hood. I know what you're thinking. I did offer to buy it, but I'm not going to buy it. But but it was a 379. Okay, get this. 379 long hood, 63-inch bunk, 1.2 million on the chassis kilometers, 200 since a rebuild. So the engine was rebuilt at 100,000 kilometers. So if that is true, that it's 200,000. Oh, and it's got a cat. It's got a cat in it. It's a 1998. And it's red. Like, gosh, where could these trucks have not been earlier? But yeah, he's looking at buying it to bring it back to life, make it a work truck, make it into a day cab, which, you know what? I'm a little bit, hesitant about saying, yeah, you should make it into a day cab and take the frame off because you'd have to put 46 in it, because I don't want to see it cut up if it's good. Like if the pumpkins aren't rusted out and the frame isn't in bad shape, like we need to save the 379s. And it's not a cheap truck. Certainly not as cheap as some of mine, but it's also in better shape. So anyways, I would love to go take a look at that truck and take you guys with me. So hopefully we can do that soon. What's where I say, get your some CBs to put in all your trucks. A truck isn't a truck without a big radio. Well, you are right. I have a CB in Kenny, although the antennas aren't hooked up because the wires were cut. But I do have a CB in them, and the CB turns on. And I do have more CBs, so brand new CBs, in fact. And I have VHFs, because here, when you talk in trucks in here, it's VHF radio. So, and because the VHF radio goes farther, like it'll go like 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers or whatever. Whereas a CB, it's like, if you can't see it, you can't hear it. So, you know how that goes. What else do you say? You should check, Richie. Yeah, we got that. Get you some CB. Yeah, we got that. Twin Sticks never buys anything. Nope, Twin Stick never buys anything. Actually, I shouldn't say. I know he had said that his wife said he couldn't have any more trucks, and that's where I am uber lucky, because Andrea, you know what? If I put forth a case, she's pretty easygoing. I mean, not gonna lie. It's like, so the new truck to the channel, it's not at home yet. We got to go get it, and I could arrange for a low bed to go get it because a customer of mine, customer friend, he says, hey, you know what? If I'm not busy one day, let's just jump in my truck and you pay for fuel and we'll low bed her home, which is a fantastic offer, to just pay for fuel and get it home. And I told Andrea, she's like, well, that's great and all, but she says, I want to go too. So Andrea wants to take Low and Slow and go get the new truck because she likes the adventure. She enjoys going and stuff, which I don't know how I found this woman, but of course she just left here because her people that she watches that sell the purses that she loves and collects are having an in-store something or other, and they're in Orange County, California. She's like, oh my gosh. She says, remember how I told you I wanted to go? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, it's this Friday. Maybe we could go. And I'm like, so you want to, it's Tuesday, and she wants to fly to California for a release on Friday morning. I mean, I think it would be fun and all, but I don't know. Anyways, that's what she wants. That's fine. You know what? We all have our issues, or our hobbies. Sorry, not issues. So who knows? Maybe I'll go to California this weekend. I don't think so, because I don't think I can get ready that fast, nor get flights and COVID testing and all that other good stuff. But anyways, guys, yeah, that's a new update. Wanted to talk about Cummins taking over Meritor a little bit. Want to give you an update on the channel, because you know what? These lives, you guys that take the time out of your day to tune into me, I feel like you should know more than the others. Call it the special for tuning in, and let me know down in the comments what you would like to see, what your favorite truck is. So far, K2 it's right up there. So K2 is definitely coming in the shop. I'm tired of Low and Slow being in here. Don't get me wrong. I love Low and Slow. And you know what's funny? He smells really good inside, which is, I mean, I put in air fresheners in all my trucks, but whatever it is, like, you know how vehicles just have a smell? It smells good. And it's kind of weird, but I don't think any of my trucks smell really bad, but it just smells good. So, that's why you clean them and run air fresheners. And I don't smoke, so that helps. This guy, there was a smoker in him. You know, he doesn't smell bad either, stubby, but he needs a lot of work. I gotta figure out the electronics on it, and that's one of the next things that I'm going to tackle. You know, we're going to get K2 in here and tackle the electronics. And I don't want to sound like a broken record, because, you know, it's funny. I was watching my video the other day when I was talking about using Bondo and the glass filler in the windshield frame. And I'm like, how many times, Mike, did you say you're going to use body filler on the windshield frame? Like, it could almost be a drinking game every time I say that, and just, you know what? But so I'm going to try and get better at that, try and do better at the story, try and quit starting things with, and now, and hey guys, So, but hey, it's real, right? I'm a truck guy. Truck guy, certainly not some dorky university graduate that doesn't know anything about trucks. But sneak peek of Low and Slow. I guess I can do that. Let's do that. Oh, my butt's getting sore. UK drinking game. It's not Tech Talk Tuesday, is it? Well, it kind of is. We did talk about some tech. Sorry, just reading the articles reading the articles. I'm reading the bold print. Hi, Mike from the UK. Andrea's a saint. She really is. Love that girl. He also found one of the matching. That's cool. Because that's the other thing. Once we get these trucks done, we need a trailer. I want a step deck, because a step deck with ramps, I think that would be the easiest, with like 17-inch wheels. Big shout out from Great Britain, I think. Have you seen the guy who found the original truck from the Knight Rider series in the 80s? He's going to bring it back. Yes, a GMC General from the Knight Rider series. I'm not a big fan of the GMC, but yeah, I mean, it was big in the series. Back in the day, the GMC was kind of a cheap brand, you know what? And that's probably why it was in the series, trying to generate interest so people would buy it. But here's a sneak peek as to what I'm working on today. You guys are on the tripod, so we're just going to spin you. Sneak peek. This video will be coming out probably next week. There's glass. There's glass in Low and Slow, and there's suction cups stuck to it. And it's still in there, but I'm not done, because I got to put the what do you call it? The little rubber thing in the track. So that's what I'm doing right after this. I'm getting on that, and then I'm putting the heater back in. I got some new silicone heater hose there. Put the heater back in, and I put you guys crooked, which is kind of bugging me in my OCD. So yeah, we got the windshield in. Just got to finish that. Andrea helped me on the weekend, and she said, I'm never doing that again. Well, actually, she said she would, because yeah, she's my right-hand man. But but yeah, she was crawling around in the cabin. It took us, to put that big sheet of glass, just to get it in, it probably took us 2.5 hours, because I actually was starting to think it wouldn't fit, because we got it in the bottom track, and then trying to get the top rubber over top, and then you'd get your plastic window tool in, and then it would pop out, and then it would pop out. So what we ended up doing, I was on the outside with my tool, and I was holding it tight. And as I was trying to slide it along to get the rubber over, Andrew was inside with another one poking it up, and we worked our way over, and I had to keep pressure on it, because of course she's pushing from the inside. So I'm trying to hold her pressure back so that it'll go. So yeah, it took us a bit, and it was a bit of a struggle, not gonna lie. And then we got it all in across the top, but the rubber's bent out, and I'm like, this doesn't really fit very well. And I'm like, no, it's got to fit, but I think it's like a precision fit. So I got these suction cups at Princess Auto, and you know what? They worked fantastic. They weren't terribly expensive, but suction cups with handles. So I put those crossways, which is why when I showed you the picture, they were crossways, and I used a board and pried on the visor against it, and it just went and went into spot, went into position. Spot is not the right word, but went into position. And so it's a snug fit. And after that, we were like, whew, pooped out, because that was tough, not gonna lie. And I put corner windows in myself, and this window rubber is large. So, and I had pushed the dent out. I can't remember if I showed you guys that or whatever, but yeah, I pushed the dent out. I bought a Porta Power at Princess Auto too, but it kind of crapped out on me. So I took it back, but the rest is good. We can, what's that? Right hand man. Yeah, she is my right-hand man, right-hand lady. We're still teaching Mike the difference. Well, it's hard. Enjoy your Orange County trip on Friday. I will if we actually get to go, let me tell you, because boy, it's been a long time since we've been able to travel. And with everything going on in the world, part of me just wants to stay close to home and go to the bank, cash out all the savings and stick it under the mattress. But at the end of the day, we just got to live, be grateful where we're at. You know what? If you haven't talked to your family in a while, give them a call. Say, hey, how's it going? You know what? Just called to say hello. I just called to say hello, because you just never know. I've had a couple customers pass away recently that were kind of shocking, and gosh, we ain't getting any younger, guys. That is a fact. Are you going to do hats? Yes. Now I've got some on Shop Peterbilt Mike. I have some hats on there, some Peterbilt hats. So if you would like just a straight Peterbilt hat, go to shoppeterbiltmike.com. If you want a t-shirt like this, shoppeterbiltmike.com, or a hoodie where it's got Peterbilt, there's only one king. I'm also going to do some stuff on the Kenworth, because I got K100. So, but for right now, you know what? It's baby steps. We're actually loading some new images today with a background of the hoodie that looks better than the ones that we did, because we used a white shower curtain. We're taking pictures on the floor. Not gonna lie, did not look professional. But at the end of the day, you know what? We're just a mom and pop, which is kind of crazy, because then I'm the pop and Andrea's the mom, which you should be older for a mom and pop, right? But anyways, it's just to try and help generate a little extra money to pay for transmissions and engines and all the rest of it. And hopefully one day this could be the day job. You never know, but it doesn't have to be. Just think. Okay, just thinking outside the box here. Imagine 10 years from now, I could retire and it would just be every day working on the trucks and cab overs. Or could be like the littlest hobo with a cab over, Pete, or K100, where you travel around the country with your cab over, going to truck shows. I don't know, just an idea. Just an idea. Or I have a K100 with a step deck hauling my other trucks. So when I go to a show, I could probably bring 3, maybe 4 trucks, especially if this guy stays short. You'd have to tow it with the K100 because they're tall, and throw a couple Pete's on the back, and just make it so your stacks you can shorten, because at the end of the day, you got to have tall stacks. So just throwing ideas out there, guys. But if you get a chance, go check out shoppeterbiltmike.com. All your support is much appreciated. Helps with the trucks, helps everything. And it's fun. And then we get to do more of it. I do have another t-shirt coming out. It's going to be a silhouette of the front of a cab over, and it says "Save the Cab Overs," and they're all going to be the same color. They're going to be like a charcoal gray. I'm really excited for them, but with the global part supply shortage, it's hard to get t-shirts. Oh, and I got more key tags coming too. I got some key tags that are gray with black writing that say "Roll Coal," because I just think it's cool. And I also got one that says "Save the Cab Overs," or maybe it's "Don't Kill Kenny." It might be Kenworth K100, "Don't Kill Kenny." So I've got those key tags coming too. I hope you guys like them. But at the end of the day, I've been rambling on for 58 minutes. You know what? I'm going to talk for another 2 minutes, just because then we can call it a cool hour. But what do you like? Disney is close by, just saying. Yes, you are right. Disney is close by to Anaheim. That's like, we haven't been to Disney in a long time, just saying. Hey, Mike, joining late, but didn't miss the whole show. Well, that's good, Morgan. Glad you showed up. Better late than never. And you know what? This will get posted so a feller can watch it later if you like to see what's going on in my world. There was a 1989 Peterbilt 372 cab over, was for sale a year ago. I've seen some 372 cab overs that looked really, really cool. Originally, when they came out, I thought they looked dorky. And I mean, you know what? They're not the best looking truck, but move ahead 20 years, you got the aero look, you kind of lower them, and it's kind of like you can make them look like a hot rod. So I think that's pretty cool. 372s, I've seen some that look hot rodded up and they look good. You get the right paint job on them, it's kind of cool. And I think they were before their time. Did you know at the time the Peterbilt 372 was the most aerodynamic truck built? Because even though a cab over has a flat face, you know, it once it cuts through the air, it's like, so I mean, look at the Tesla. Well, Tesla trucks are just gay looking. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay, but they just don't look good. And anyways, not going there. But yeah, look at all these renderings of new trucks. They all kind of like a modern cab over with a bit of a slope. So the 372 was ahead of its time. So does Meritor make the manual stick shift? No, Meritor just does axles. Meritor doesn't do transmissions. Eaton is the one that does transmissions. So essentially you've got, and actually the TX18 is out now too, from Eaton, which will be replacing the Ultra Shift. I'm certain probably by next year, I'm guessing. So the Ultra Shift is going to be out and the TX18 will be in, which is good because the TX18 is built to be an automatic, whereas the Ultra Shift was always kind of morphed from a manual transmission. So really looking forward to that for my customers that want automatic transmission. Me, I like the stick. And, you know, in saying that, if they become cheaper to repair, I'm sure I could like one for the right application. Because on the highway, it's kind of nice. Not gonna lie, it's like your pickup. Would you drive a manual pickup now? No. Am I lazy? A little bit. Didn't get this fat from not being lazy. So, love your channel. Other than Twin Sticks channel, yours rules and funny. Well, thank you very much, Trapper. And shout out to Twin Sticks because I really enjoy his channel too. I think he's a down-to-earth guy. I don't know, it's just easy to watch him, and I like what he does with the video clips. And he's Canadian. He's building some fun stuff. Actually, I would like to go meet up with him one day. And you know what? Maybe we'll do that this summer. I'll reach out to Twin Sticks. I was trying to help him find some 1022 tires. He reached out to me because back in the day, people ran them in BC for logging. But the problem is the 22 tire is tube type, and they don't make them anymore. So I don't know what Twin Sticks is going to do there because to find the tires, you kind of have to find old tires, which I guess you could find old tires and put new tubes in them. So that could be a thing. But the problem is if they're outside, they're going to get weather checked and cracked. So you kind of need to you almost need to find tires that are buried, because if they're buried, then, because I don't think tires rot. Well, I guess they could rot, but anyways, trying to help Twin Sticks find some tires. So, I have to go look and see if old cab over's still there. Both of them were late 50s. These scanners don't remember little Pete. Kate, does Merit offer axles for 3 Series? Yes, Meritor offers all the axles. In fact, their tri-drive axles are RZ166s, which I've been putting in all my tri-drives. They're cheaper than an Eaton to rebuild. They've had their issues with like leaking around the banjo housing or where they stick on. So that was a bit of a thing. But Danas are technically rated for more, but Danas are more expensive to rebuild. So what else you got? Each truck builder have their own personality. Otherwise, it would be boring. Absolutely. If we were all the same, how boring would that be? I would love to play outside with Kenny. Me too. What else we got? You like any of I like the European trucks. You know what I would love to do? I would love to, and maybe you guys can help hook me up. This channel is going to be so fun one day. Actually, it's already fun, but I'm just thinking about the potential. I forgot what I was thinking now. Do I like the European trucks? You know what I love? What is it? The Dakar Rally, where they've got the trucks. They're all European trucks. Let's face it. You don't see a long hood Pete blasting through the desert because it just doesn't work. But when you see the Scanias and the Volvos, and I guess DAF trucks blasting through the desert, I just think that would be so much fun. So if I could ever get on a race team for one of them, even just to get to go see it and see how they do it, I would love that. The only kicker is if you're a team that speaks a language other than English, I don't do well with other languages. I'm just not very good at speaking other languages. I kind of look like an idiot. I know you guys are shocked that I can look like an idiot, but it's kind of true. When I was a kid, went to Mexico, I tried to order a Big Mac at McDonald's speaking Spanish, and the little girl that was like 15 laughed at me, and I was like, just give me number 2, please. So yeah, I don't do well with other languages, but I would absolutely love to go, as long as, if they took pity on me and helped me through it. But I think that'd be a hoot. Paris-Dakar Rally, except I don't think it goes from Paris anymore, but I think it's South America. But I think that'd be a hoot. And, one day I want to get to Europe and check out the trucks over there, share it with the channel, maybe take one for a drive, do a road test. Yeah, absolutely. And Australia is another place that I really want to go. I want to take 2 weeks off and visit Australia. Doesn't that annoy you Australians when somebody says, yeah, I'm going to go tour Australia in 2 weeks? Australia is like ginormous. You cannot tour the country in 2 weeks. So anyways, that's just, something that I picked up from people that I know. But yeah, I would love to go to Australia. I would actually, I don't know, would love to visit Australia for a couple of years or a longer period, maybe 6 months. I don't know. But anyways, love to go check out Australia, check out the trucks, check out the road trains, check out the big, tall K200s, check out their, what do they call them? 909s or something like that. But, and I think it's really cool how all the cabs are lifted over there, but I guess that's to keep the airflow because of heat, because we deal with cold over here. You guys have to deal with extreme heat down there, which honestly, I can't imagine 50 degrees. Well, I can imagine it. I probably wouldn't be chilly with my hoodie on. So Eaton Fuller back is the best. I am a Dutch truck driver. In the past, we had a Eaton Fuller. Right on. Big fan from the UK. Great, love your channel. Always awesome when I see an American Kenworth cruising on our roads. I think that would be cool. I bet it would be cool to see an American Kenworth on your roads because I don't imagine you see it every day. If you go to Oz, you need to go for at least a month. Absolutely. Maybe even more than a month. Coker Tire has vintage truck 10. Oh, I didn't think Coker had the 1000. So that's 1022 bias plies. So Robert, would those be tubeless then or tube type? But I'm going to have to check that out. I did search. Well, I thought I searched Coker Tire for them, but I'm going to check it out because I know I was checking out Coker Tire for my 64 Corvette that we call Prince because his tires were like 30 years old. And there's something about doing 70, 80 miles an hour in a vintage car with old tires. It just doesn't really turn your crank. But I actually ended up finding, and I know I'm sidetracking to the Mike's Garage stuff, but yeah, I ended up finding a radial tire that's almost the exact same size as what the bias plies were on it when it's new. So they're tall and skinny, which, a lot of people like a lower profile, bigger tire because it's got better performance capabilities. But for me, I want my 64 to be a 64. If I want to go fast around corners, I drive the C7 because that's what it does beautifully. And the C2 want it to be like C2 should be. It's got skinny little wheel wells for a reason. So, yes. Should I? Sorry, James says you should come down to the States for the truck show in Louisville, Kentucky this month. We've got the plan is to book spring break, which is the last half of March off. And I really, and I'm not saying it's out of the cards yet, but I really wanted to go to the Mid-America Truck Show in Louisville, Kentucky. So, but our dog has been sick. Our little dachshund dog, she's been, one Friday, we're like, if she doesn't improve by Monday, we're going to have to put her down. Like she was losing weight. She's like, had her to the vet, all the scans. I think if you're, I probably told you guys before, but anyway, so the little dog who was looking bleak, and then it was pizza night. Andrew's working. I was like, I wonder if she'll eat pizza. I mean, I love pepperoni. Dogs like meat, right? So I gave her some pepperoni and she snapped it up. So she was on her deathbed, but she still managed to find time to eat pizza. My kind of dog, not gonna lie. So you know what? We started feeding her pizza. Got our other vet that gave her some steroids because they said if there's a tumor in her, the steroid will help shrink it. So anyways, long story short, we've been a month now. She's gained back a pile of weight and she's a small dog. She's like a 10-pound dog. So she's starting to be more herself. She's still got something going on. She's almost 14 years old, but at the end of the day, we buy a pet for life, or we have a pet for life. So you know what? If we have pee pads down, if she has an accident, she pees on a pee pad, who cares? You know what? pick it up, throw it in the garbage. You just don't let her on the floor without, having to do her business first. If she does her business, then you can release her. But yeah, so now that it looks like she's going to pull through and be good for a few months, we can take her to the States, because we didn't want to take her to the States in case something happened, and then you got to find a vet down in the States. So Andrea, my lovely wife, you guys, my wife is the best. I'm just saying. She actually said, maybe we should take the motorhome to Louisville to that truck show, Mid-America Truck Show. So she mapped it out, and it would take us 4 days of driving to get there. So it's doable, but it's kind of a big trip. So I don't know if we're actually going to make it to, sorry again, guys, to the Mid-America Truck Show. I think I'm still trying. So I'm not saying it's out of the cards yet, but I really, really, really wanted to go. And I even thought about just booking a plane ticket, taking my cameras and going myself, do a video every day of what it's like at the show and the trucks. Like, there's some trucks that I've been following that are going to be there. And there's just so many people in this industry and on YouTube that are going to be there, I assume. But irregardless, I'm a truck guy. When I was a kid, we went to some big truck shows down in the States, like in Los Angeles area. And I don't remember where they were, what they were, but I remember it was cool. That was back when, giveaways at booths were hats, and I had so many hats, and it was like, yeah. So I really want to go to the Mid-America Truck Show. Don't know if I'm going to make it. It's still in the cards though. And honestly, driving, towing the Jeep, like, because you're going to be driving there for 4 days straight and driving back for 4 days. So we've got 8 days of nonstop driving. Towing the Jeep behind the motorhome doesn't really make any sense because you're dragging it. But at the same time, having a vehicle when you stop is huge. So, and it doesn't, I'd probably still tow the Jeep. And if we're going to go that far, it'd be nice to stop along the way so that you could, check out the beautiful country of the United States and all the states between here and Louisville, because there's, I don't know how many states we'd cross, but there's the Dakotas, North Dakota, South Dakota, Utah, and the ones that I can't think of, Montana. And so one day, but don't know if it's going to happen. But anyways, guys, I've been yammering on for an hour and 12 minutes now. Look at that. I wanted to stick around for 2 more minutes just to hit the hour mark, and we've gone 14 more minutes. So anyways, I'm going to let you go because this ain't getting the work done, and I got to get low and slow done. Chip chop, Mike, right? Quit yakking and start working. That's another thing that I've taken away. People tell me, you know what? Maybe work a little more, talk a little less. Work a little more, talk a little less. But I can't help it. I'm a talker. That's what I do. Maybe I can talk while I work. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Love you in a non-gay kind of way. And please check out Shop Peterbilt Mike. Tell me what you think. You know what? Just go check out Shop Peterbilt Mike. Tell me what you think of the hoodies. Tell me what you think of the site. Tell me how I can improve it. Tell me what you'd like to see. And remember, all proceeds go towards these great trucks, that great truck, my Kenworth trucks. Stay tuned. Lots of great stuff. Thursday, the video for going to pick up the next truck. I so desperately want to tell you what the name is, but I'm going to hold that a secret until it shows up. But Andrea named him, and she named him after a Disney character in a movie, which is kind of ironic, but the name kind of fits right now. So anyways, guys, stay tuned for Thursday. Maybe tonight I'll post a little sneak peek picture on the board. So yeah, guys, thanks. We'll see you later. Love you again in a non-gay kind of way. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but there we go. End stream. Really appreciate it. ShopPeterbiltMike.com. Peace out. Peace out. I'm so hip. Not.